Here with Northern Blues senior coach Josh Fraser after, I guess in the end it was a nervy victory for the Northern Blues, 11 points. Josh, you get to a 6-goal lead there and Coburg hit 4 back, but in the end we got the 4 points.
Yeah, we knew they were going to come, there's no doubt about that, but geez, it was a pretty nerve-wracking day up in the box. Obviously a couple of things didn't go our way early and then lost some personnel as the day went on, so I thought the boys did pretty well to hang on. There were still some times during the game where we actually probably could have put the margin, I won't say beyond doubt, but we could have really made Coburg work hard to get a victory. But just in front of goals, I think 4-4 in the second quarter, and some really gettable goals. And to their credit, they kept coming. So again, I thought our boys held on pretty well, but it's not one you probably want to relive too often.
You talk about things not going our way. I guess the heartbreaker of the day was Brent Bransgrave. It was all set up for him. It was his day, and then hurts himself in the warm-up and can't move, and he took him until 5 minutes left in the last quarter to get back on. A quick word on him.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure what more I can say other than it didn't go to plan for Boxy. Massive build-up during the week, and our club doctor's probably he's probably feeling it as much as anyone at the moment. But yeah, obviously we couldn't utilise Boxy the way we'd planned to, so we rotation down from the start. Managed to sneak him on at the end, but he was cooked. So yeah, given that, I thought our boys hung on again pretty well.
And here on Past Players Day as well, must have made it more of a special occasion. Did you hear the Boxy chant going around the ground with about 10 minutes left in the last quarter?
Yeah, I did. I had a feeling that most people thought we were holding him back and just going to unleash him in the last quarter, but that wasn't the case. But obviously a highly respected person around the footy club. We had a really good turnout today. I thought the supporters came and supported Boxy in the club in numbers, which was great. And then to finish off the way we did and hang on for a victory was a fitting tribute to Boxy. And again, I thought our boys endured pretty well.
Back on the winners list after 2 really disappointing losses. Who or what were the standouts for you today?
Oh, it's always hard to individualise. I think there's just some really important moments during the game where players stood up, and that was probably right across the board. So it's unfair for me to sit here and individualise on those boys, but across the board at important times from start to finish, players stepped up and contributed, which was the most pleasing thing.
I will individualise with one person. Christian Jack kicked his first 4-goal hole for the Northern Blues today. Quick word on his game.
I thought he was terrific. He's been fairly consistent with us. We're just trying to get his game to the next level, but played a role for us forward today and went back and supported in defence at times. So KJ keeps growing. He's starting to assume a leadership role as well with these younger players, which is also pleasing.
And maybe the individual highlight of the day, it wasn't Boxy's, it was big Matty Korczak's goal in the first quarter. Yeah. Complete faith?
Yeah, complete faith. Yeah. Well, he works pretty hard, Matty, and he works hard at training on his craft and his goal kicking. So he's missed a couple of shots earlier in the year, but we're always fairly confident if he got another opportunity, he'd go back and slot it. And to his credit, he did. He went back, composed himself, went through his routine and knocked it over. That was certainly a highlight of the day.
You talk about personnel, obviously it's Boxy's last game, and you just walked past Tommy Wilson. Couldn't get up today, so there's still players to come back.
Yeah, there is, and it was pretty close. And I think the other thing is even some of the personnel that played today are probably underdone a little bit in the scheme of things, so they'll get better and better as they build game time. But look, we're really happy to get away with the win today. The last 2 weeks haven't been acceptable, but the effort component today was the most pleasing thing, and we need to build from this now and hopefully get some form and some fitness into these players and hopefully launch into another block of games.
What's to go for the bye weekend next week?
Oh, the boys will train. We'll give them a spell early in the week, and we'll get them back on the track midweek, and we'll train Saturday as well. So, an opportunity to ramp up some areas that we need to improve on, and we won't be resting and taking the bye lightly. We need to keep pushing forward and keep getting better.
Before the win takes us somewhere else, we'll let you go. Josh, thanks for your time and well done today.
Thanks, Christian. Cheers.